Striking the object ball in exactly the same place twice doesn't guarantee that it'll go in exactly the same direction. Both the angle of the shot and cue ball spin can throw the object ball offline and cause it to take a completely different route. It all depends on how well the shot's been lined up. An accurate way to line up any shot is to imagine getting the cue ball directly in line with the object ball and the pocket, and then striking the cue ball into this position. But as we've already seen, this doesn't always work. The first reason this might be wrong is impact throw, where the angle of the shot ever so slightly straightens up on contact with the object ball, causing shots to miss thick. Straighter shots have little to no impact throw whatsoever, whereas a steep angle causes a lot of impact throw. Which means on a very thin shot like this one, I have to aim for the pink to ever so slightly miss and allow for the angle to straighten up just a little bit on contact. Meaning lining shots up is similar to playing a plant. These are set to the far jaw, so unsurprisingly that's where they go. But if I hit them at the top angle, they'll throw down the table just for a second, allowing me to straighten the shot up and pot the end red. And it's exactly the same process when the cue ball strikes the object ball. The white will grip the black just for a fraction of a second here, and they'll both move as one down the table. It requires a thinner contact to allow for this, even though it's just the tiniest amount. Because this effect is so small, the majority of snooker players will simply get used to it without really even thinking about it. But others will use what we call helping side. Side spin also causes the object ball to be thrown away from straight. Here, right hand side throws the object ball to the left, and left hand side throws the object ball to the right. Which is helpful with a shot like this that you can't quite see enough of, because left hand side already makes the cue ball swerve around the blue, and the fact that the red's going to move to the right when I hit it makes it a lot easier. But this is mainly used to help cut the balls thinner and avoid that impact throw that we were looking at earlier. When I played this shot earlier, I would have struck the black in the correct place had impact throw not caused it to straighten up. Look what happens then when I play the same shot with left hand side. The shot's still going to straighten up, but the cue ball is also going to throw the object ball wider. And these two forces perfectly counter each other, causing the object ball to go straight towards the pocket. This is often referred to as helping side or outside spin, because you strike the cue ball on the opposite side to which you're cutting it. And here the right hand side helps me cut the pink to the left, perfectly countering the impact throw from the contact. A lot of players even play the game with the exact amount of side spin to perfectly counteract the impact throw. Now, my opinion on this is it can help, but it is complicating things because you have to play every shot with side spin. So I think it's far better to just learn to play with as little side spin as you possibly can, but it's an option. But if you really want to go into detail, spinning the cue ball in different ways creates varying amounts of impact throw. For example, stun shots. A stun shot requires the cue ball to be sliding along the bed of the table, barely rotating, and it's this that causes the greatest amount of impact throw. I can't say for certain why this happens, but my theory is because both surfaces aren't rotating, they grip each other for slightly longer, causing it to throw a little bit wider and require more compensation to make the adjustment, whereas a shot played with topspin will still throw a little bit wide, but not quite as much. This ball still goes into the side of the pocket rather than hitting the jaw. And a screw shot with a lot of backspin is exactly the same, entering the corner of the pocket rather than missing. If my theory is correct, it's because the spin on the cue ball fractionally reduces the contact time. So if I aim for half of the black here, I pot the shot with topspin and backspin, but if I want to pot the stun shot, I would have to strike the black slightly thinner. Because of this, I'd always play thinner shots with topspin, because whenever I put any stun on the cue ball, I'd overcut them by a fraction. And I used to think this was because I wasn't very good at playing that type of shot. What I didn't realise is I had to cut it a tiny fraction more. But what about side spin? Well, as we've already seen, striking the outside of the cue ball with helping side makes the object ball cut more. But at the same time, I think it makes the cue ball grip the object ball better than a stun shot, so it probably causes more impact throw. Although, as we've already seen, the left-hand side flicking the cue ball to the right more than cancels it out. Striking the cue ball on the inside also seems to reduce impact throw in the same way that topspin does, but at the same time it makes the shot a lot harder to line up, both because of the path to the object ball and the way it strikes it. This is just making the shot a lot harder, so you probably want to avoid it a little bit. Finally, striking down at the cue ball to make it bounce a little bit causes the shot to straighten up, and this allows you to pot a shot slightly thinner and still make the cue ball break wider. You don't even need to raise your bridge with this. You can do it with the palm of your hand flat against the table, as long as you're striking down a little bit, so it's going to bounce the cue ball higher up on the yellow here. The higher up the ball you then hit, the straighter it goes. So I'm going to find it easier to get in position on the yellow here if I just strike down at the cue ball a little bit, because I'll have to hit it thinner in order to pot the ball, and that releases the cue ball away down the table. Let's just quickly find Josh, who's from Irving, Kentucky, which is there. So impact throw straightens angles up a fraction, and bouncing the cue ball actually straightens them up even more. And you can manipulate the angles further by playing shots with side spin, and even in certain circumstances use helping side to help you pot the balls. Even if you're not using side spin as helping side, it can be good to know how to use it. And if you can use side spin, it'll help you to pop more balls down the cushions. So these two videos show you exactly how to aim with side spin and pot down the cushions with and without side spin. So remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later.